All right, yo, what up, y'all? Salute, man. How y'all feeling? So listen, this is still me focusing on the comment of the young lady saying that, me and my husband, it feels like we're roommates, right? And a lot of marriages get to this point. This is part 2 of it. So if you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and watch part 1. There was some foundational things in there. I do want to reiterate this one thing though. Keep in mind, like I said in the in the last video, this romantic type of vibe that you want in your marriage, it doesn't just happen because you're married. It's something that you have to create, and it's a very intentional behavior that has to be done, right? So when my wife and we got caught up into just the everyday life and passing by and going through motion and all of those things, it's like, dang, we for real are roommates. We're not having sex, we're not kissing or any of those things. Those things, you see how easily you can fall into those things. Those things have to be very intentional. And some of y'all are gonna say, no, me and my spouse, we never got to that place. Okay, incredible. So whatever you're doing to make sure you never have gotten to that space, type it below. It's all good. Like, this is for those that are in that space and want to come out of it. You can help as well. All right. So, all right, like, let's get it. But here's what we had to do to come out of that space. Like I said in the first video, we had to first recognize that we're both changing. We're both evolving. We are not the same. We got married. I got married 24. She was 27. We are not the same people. I'm 40 years old now. When we got married, I was still working a job. Now we are full-time business owners. Like, I don't think the same way. So sometimes we want to hold on to this person that our spouse once was, and it's like you're missing the evolution of them, which is another part that you just unlocked. You just unlocked a whole nother level of maturity. You just, like, there's so many things that have changed. My wife has had 3 kids since we first got married. Hormones, everything has shifted. So I have to stay in a place of studying my spouse, just as she's gonna do with me. And we have to continue to learn each other. If we don't, then we get caught up in this resentment and we get caught up in not having conversations and not talking or not being intimate and any of those things. Cause we're like, you're not who you were. You've changed. It's like, yes, as we should. So first of all, I just want you all to consider that, part of what happens in that is, you're wanting a change, or you wanting them to be the old person they once were that you say you fell in love with, but you haven't continued to study them. Or what could be happening is you're sitting in resentment and you all have so many unresolved issues. This is why reconciliation in marriage is so important. We reconcile every time we get into, we don't say argue, we say intense fellowship. Anytime we get into an intense fellowship, we are going to reconcile. And what I mean by that is we're going to get to a point that day where we are sitting down and say, okay, let me hear you. And then you're going to hear me, and we're going to take ownership, and we're going to now put certain things in place so this does not happen again, or at least so we can avoid it or be aware when it is happening. This is reconciliation. This is how we build off of these intense fellowships that we're having. Here's another thing that we implemented that was very helpful for us. When we started saying, hey, we're going to go on a date every single Friday. All right. And we made it sacred. So that means like nothing else can just push it out the way. Even if I got called in for, a gig or something like that, or somebody wanted to book me or anything, I would go to my wife and be like, yo, you want me to take this gig, or you want me to tell them they're saying Friday, or do you want me to push the date out? If she would have said push the date out, I'm pushing the date out, because this is her day, her time, her moment. And then on the date, this is crucial. We didn't talk about business. We didn't talk about kids. We didn't talk about schedules. We would actually Google questions. So depending on what the season you're in, You can Google fun questions for your date, or you can Google questions that help you grow in your date. So there may be questions like, give me one thing that you will want me to, give me one change that you've made in your life, or one change that has happened in your life that you think I don't notice, that I haven't noticed. And that sparks a conversation. Or a fun question may have been, I'm trying to think of some, we asked, what's one song that comes on every single time that reminds you of us? These things allow us to start the process of relearning and building off of what we're learning. And you start to fall in love and become re-attracted or enhanced. That enhanced attraction comes because you're like, dang, you're really dope. Like, there's just from books that my wife has read and me asking her a question and her talking, I'm like, dang, you smart. I love that. I love how she loves to read and she retains and all of that stuff. I love that. And I'm like, this woman is dope. But I wouldn't have been able to gain that had we not put the dates in place and been intentional about saying, these dates are for us to build and court and chase each other. That's what these dates are for. That's why we're doing them. So if you're in this place of your marriage where you're feeling like roommates, the dates shouldn't be movies. You can go to the movies, but you want to still go out to dinner. You want to do things that causes you all to interact with one another. That's what's going to do it. It's intentional behaviors that are really going to start to shift how you all feel. Now, I do have 2 more for you, but we're at 7 minutes in this video. I think I'm gonna probably have to do a part 3 and part 4. Are y'all good with that? All right, so dig into this. Start planning out your dates. You pick a date night. You all pick a date night, and then you make it sacred. You do it every single week. Make it things that are interactive. Step outside of the box. You know, you all can take turns on, hey, I like doing this. Like, I didn't like painting, but we did the painting. I did that for wifey, and I was like, this was actually fun. I'm not even mad at this. Okay, but I avoided it because I felt like it was something I didn't like. But I'm trying to build with my wife. It don't matter. And then I get there and I actually enjoyed it. So, all right, let's dig in. Tell me some dope date nights that you all may have had in the comments below. Salute. Ugh.